Uh, Two things, man. Um, the last chick I was with tonight called me paranoid, right? She started smiling and shit. You know what I mean? And a chick told me I'm risky. You know what I mean? You know, I like to take risks and stuff. I'm not a gambler. You know what I mean? I don't believe in risks. Um, and I'm African American. I've been hearing how the African American community is paranoid. Paranoid of cops, paranoid of this, paranoid of that. Fuck it. Um, the KKK used to use sheets to scare black folks and stuff, man. I know the history. I don't mind lining up, putting in lineage with paranoia. Okay. Certain things I can't live with, man. You know what I mean? And I can't live with abuse. You know what I mean? And trust me, I can't fight it and so on, man. Because, like, one thing, I want to stay in coherency, man. One thing I know with the FBI, okay, um, they use a lot of trickery and stuff, man, and a lot of evil stuff. And I get it. Like, if you want to root out drug dealers, you gotta pose up as a drug dealer or a drug user. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Look at the case of Bulger, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What's standing out with that, right? My neighbor Bush Allen. You know what I mean? Um, for some reason, cause we have all kind of necessary small talk and so on. That's the kind of person I am, and I mean, I to engage in small talk. You know what I mean? And out of nowhere, he would tell me like he's watching Netflix series on Whitey Bulger. This was way back in the days when me and him was cool and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, we still cool, even though he tried to tongue kiss my wife and my daughter and stuff, man. You know what I mean? No one now went up there and I was trying to put my wheels, because I was not supposed to be at my house, right? So I decided to go to his house to put my wheels on so I could drive back down to Pennsylvania. And he wasn't there, you know what I mean? Not even his wife was there, so I couldn't use their tools and stuff. So what I did, I ended up going to my house and putting it on, and I knew they was watching me, you know what I mean? I know as soon as I get up in northern New York, they know I was there, because they made it clear that they was watching me and stuff and in the patrol cars. So when I got to my house and I sneaked over and so on, and I mean, my mom, everybody did. My mom, my kids, you know what I mean? My neighbors was there, but not the neighbor with the tools and stuff. And I mean, so people knew I was there, but just I had an order of protection, so I could have gotten arrested. You know what I mean? But deep down, I know they saw that I went to my house and stuff, man. I put my wheels on, but he wasn't there, man. You know what I mean? And something standing out like I I have the tools necessary to keep me alive. You know what I mean? So that's what I plan to use. Okay. So again, once again, right, if the FBI could protect this dude, man, so this dude could go on a multiple killing spree. And they know he killing people and shit, man. You know what I mean? Them giving him the informer who snitched on him and so on. You know what I mean? I know they could come for me anytime. Cause I'm trying to tell folks, man, that car accident was not no accident, man. You know what I mean? They're really, really good. Like I popped my rims many times. You know what I mean? When I popped, I hit the curb. You know what I'm saying? Not my uncle in Philly, my other uncle in Queens, man. He's the one who convinced me to go with him to Canada and stuff. You know what I mean? He's like, don't use this wheels and stuff, man. Use the manufacturing wheels and stuff. I was like, nah, I don't take off my wheels and stuff. Not even in winter time, and that's true. I'd never took off my wheels, my 22s in the winter time in northern New York, and that's risky. So the girl who told me I'm risky down here, she really does know me. I take a lot of risks, man. You know what I mean? Anyways, um, I go on. We in Canada, man, and I hit the curb. Ask anybody, man. If you hit the curb, you don't hit the curb with all wheels. You know what I mean? And if you hit a curb, generally it's one wheel is affected. Like you hit one boom. I didn't hear no boom boom. You know what I'm saying? I hit one boom. I have time to drive from the bank. No, sorry, I went to the ATM. I hit the curb. You know what I mean? And I have tire sensors in my cars. Okay, when you pop a rim, it doesn't take much especially the damage I did. It don't take much for to lose air, and you see it right away on your car. It's that beep beep, you know what I mean, telling me that it started flashing, telling me that a tire sensor is bad. It's not bad. It just means it's leaking air, or I popped a rim. Okay, so I have time to drive from the ATM to the house and stuff. The next morning I wake up, I have two flats. It looked like somebody. I know from the outside. It looked like somebody took a claw to my wheels, man. A crowbar to my wheels, man. You know what I mean? And it's hard for me to convince my uncle otherwise, man. You know what I mean? You know, he's like, it could happen, so on. I hear one boom. He was in the car with me. He hear one boom. Man, like this is some really scary stuff, man. You know what I mean? But thank God now I went for a drive yesterday and stuff, and the day before, and they're not provoking me anymore and stuff, man. I mean, an operation that magnitude and stuff, man. I know they had to have permission. That they were in sync with from agency for government agencies to agencies, man. You know what I mean? They were in sync and stuff. So at times and so on, I had to sit down and I had to rationalize things like for the fact that operation is so big. This is not an assassinate. Like it makes you paranoid. It makes you panic and shit. You know what I mean? But because the reason you're panicking is because you're thinking the worst of the worst, which is a casualty. Like they're swinging for your death. You know what I mean? Like, but but what I would do, I was like, okay, it's this big. All they're doing is experiment, and at times I'll put experiment out there and so on. And I mean, but then no, I'll be sitting back again. I'm like, maybe it's not that big, and it's just a couple of people paying people off and so on, and nobody knows the full story, and they really want me to die. You know what I'm saying? So at times it will confuse me and stuff. I mean, if you notice, I will say stuff like they're doing A and B and C, and sometimes they come back to A. You know what I mean? So it confused me also. You know what I mean? All right. So I was telling about the YT Bulger. So if they could protect Bulger and Bulger could come back and kill people and shit, you know what I mean? There's a possibility I could, cause like they use real, like they had a like some of the guys I recognize as criminals and stuff. The guys in Philly I don't know, you know what I mean? But up there I live up there so long. I live in northern New York since 1997. Okay, we in 2020. Okay, that's 23 years. Okay, so I knew, you know what I mean, a couple of the guys out there and stuff. I wasn't best friends hanging out with them, but I would see them poking bouncers at the door of the clubs and stuff. So I knew some of them and so on. So I know some of them had criminal history. At that time when it was on my ass and stuff, I was kind of like either the KKK, mafia, you know what I'm saying, you know, or both. You know what I mean? I just knew there was criminals and stuff, and for the fact that nobody's catching them and so on, I really thought they wanted me to die, man. And especially now when I wrecked my car, I kind of put two and two together. I was like, yo, like they ain't no joke, man. You know what I'm saying? I would have never in my day, in this planet, on this earth, ever think that the government would have that this was the government from the start and so on. I mean, I was like, these motherfuckers brave. They shooting at my rims. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers brave. They throwing watermelon in my yard. You know what I mean? You know, well the drone like I knew that was law enforcement drone. And I mean, these motherfuckers brave. Yo, calling me nigga rich. And I'm saying like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'ma show them like that nigga who doesn't bother me and shit. You know. And they're gonna switch around like, well, I guarantee, like well, one day I in my mind I was like, I kind of predict, I could kind of see where the angle they're coming from, and they're probably gonna say like it's therapy, and that's what the because I've been saying that way before Detective Schaefer talked about maybe the tweaking the medicine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He's supposed to act like he don't know what's going on and shit. You know what I mean? So when he said that, like, oh god, man, that's the angle it coming from. Really, man. I been saying that. Look how much videos I put out saying that the experiment. You know what I'm saying? So one thing too, when I said to him is like, they're using all these actors and stuff, man, and these dudes will walk by me smiling. You know what I mean? Like, don't you know I'm in pain? Like, I interpreting that like you like that smile as ha ha ha, we doing this and you can't do nothing about it, nanny nanny boo boo. You know what I mean? So I mentioned that to the dude and she said like, oh, so you want to snuff people at random? You know what I'm saying? And he was he jumped to that. I was like, oh Lord have mercy. Oh God. Boy. They really did a number on me, man. All I was trying to say, like, yo, I'm allergic to marijuana smoke. I told Levian that shit. Like, I would never tell Levian nothing no more, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope, like, and the thing about it, the algorithm of YouTube and the security mechanism behind this, not a lot of people gonna see this shit. And trust me, it's really, really humiliating, man. You know? But sometimes that's what God does. And I mean, God will humiliate you so that other people could learn from your mistakes and so on. You know what I mean? You know, God did that to Jonah in the whale. Like, Jonah tried to run. That was me. I ran from northern New York. I'm the Jonah and the whale story. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the people throw him off the vessel and stuff, the whale, and that's what God always do. God, like, even you're running stuff, man, and people hate me and stuff, man. God will, and they drown in you. Will send that whale to put you in the belly of the whale and take you back to shore for you to do God's job. You know what I mean? One thing is keep jumping out and stuff, man, is Black Lives Matter. I keep seeing stories with Nelson Mandela. You know what I mean? Like, you could ask my wife, man. Like, I don't wanna humiliate myself and call me an Uncle Tom and shit, man. But really and truly, that's me, man. My mom said it best. Like, my wife, find I'm a really soft man. You know what I mean? To take advantage of and shit. I promise you, I never lay a hand on my wife. I may raise my voice and get angry and stuff, and use the psychology of anger to convince her. I'll put my hands on my wife now to convince her. You know, to persuade her. You know what I mean? For persuasion. You know what I mean? But when she put that in the order of protection stuff, man, like, I think it played perfectly into their hands of what they wanted. You know what I mean? You know, I had a job in 2012, right? DOD GS7. I mean, like, I never threatened nobody, son. I promise you, in the name of Jesus, I never threatened anybody. All right. They had me in T15. My building is T4. Okay. John Forsman got bad because I went to the union and because I had a little problem with tests and so on, right? And I mean, and all I wanted to do is information about my rights. That's it. Okay. You could Google it and stuff, but sometimes it's good to get it straight from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? So I go in there and stuff, man. So word got back to him that I went to the union and stuff, right? You know what I mean? I like, he moving like a mafia, like he moving like the union is the FBI or the cops or law enforcement, and he doesn't want any stuff getting out there and shit, like, literally and so on, right? So he made a threat saying like somebody, for me now, this is for me, okay? Somebody, but he's gonna make it look like he was talking about the union reps and so on, and them dudes Italians, and I'm saying, you know what I mean? Them dudes like, when the psychographing of the union rep, like, them is some badasses, you know what I mean? They have lawyer skills and shit, but like, they don't take threats lightly and shit. But anyways, back to John Forsman. He said he go put a size 12 boot. I'm quoting. He go say his foot is 10, but he he said 12, right? Somebody asked gonna have a size 12 boot up in it. But he was referring to me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know? And he's really cutting. He was saying shit with a smile. Sometimes he says stuff aggressively. You know what I mean? So like he could make it look like, man, I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? You know, but he real crazy as shit. So John Foden made that threat and shit, man. Man, with speed, son, I went back there. I'm like, yo, it's you. What's going on? And the man threatened to put his shoes up my ass and shit. So what happened, so on, they took me from T4 and put me at T15. You know what I mean? All right. And man, I ask anybody, unfortunately, anybody for DOD, the best jobs to have is financial jobs and shit, because that shit goes take it straight to 11. You know what I mean? You know, in the if you gotta start with a finance job in the Department of Defense, most you'll start as a 7 or 9. Typically it's 9, and they'll have 9/11, meaning that you end up in an 11 position. That's what it was training me for in T15. You know what I mean? To do financials and stuff. You know what I mean? You know. So anyways, now we was experiencing a furlough right around that time too, right? They want to put me back in my job. Oh, sorry, they took John Forsman now, and they said like, them dudes came after me. John, I promise you, Tessa and John came after me. Okay. So what it did with John Forsman, they said like, he's not trained. You know what I mean? He wasn't trained with workplace violence in the workplace and stuff. So maybe that's what he needed, is some training, because they don't want to fire the dude. You know what I mean? So that's what it did. I don't know if it's a week long or 2 week long, but they gave him training and stuff, man. And they want to put me back into T4. Say like it's time for Joel to come back and so on. Man, I wasn't trying to. I going in the meeting stuff, man. Tessa behind a desk, John Forsman sitting by the door, and Eric King in there. You know what I'm saying? You know, talking about they want me back and stuff, man. And I watching Tessa screw faces and stuff, and her response, I was like, nah, son, I can't go back into that hostile environment, man. You know what I mean? So with quickness and stuff, man, when I came out of the meeting, I went straight to the director now, who's Eric King's boss now. I forget his name, man. My wife will remember. Anyhow, but he's also bipolar too, right? Just like me and shit. So I said like, yo, I'm experiencing racing thoughts, my head is hitting me and stuff and so on. You know what I mean? Please don't send me back into the hostile environment and so on, man. You know what I mean? And he's like, because he's saying to me, he's not a physician. He could relate to me and stuff. Do I want to, do I mind if he takes me across to the Behavioral Health building, which is next door, to get help and so on? I was like, fine, let's do that, man. I go in there, man, and I'm talking about John Forsman threatening me. What in the world is that, me threatening him? Like, so, because she's asking me, how did that turn to me threatening him? She asked me, how does that make me feel? No. She asked me, what do I want to do and stuff? You know what I mean? Like, the response I said, like, I can't remember the exact quote, but the response I said, which I remembered, is that like, I'm gonna hurt him. Okay? And then the next question was, what weapon do I plan to use, or how I plan to use the weapon? I said, I plan to use a pistol. Oh, sorry. If I was to attack him, I would not if. I don't want to switch it up and so on. But my response, I can't remember exactly the quote from her, but my response was with a pistol. Well, man, she wanted to take me to the hospital and stuff, man. I was like, what warranted here in our interaction is justification for me to go to the hospital? You know what I mean? Man, like, just talking about getting an ambulance. I walked out. I walked out the building and stuff, man. And what I was told is that they put the base on lockdown or some shit like that. Bro, all I did was jump in my car and I went to my house. My wife calling me up, my phone ringing, like cops looking for me. I was like, fucking for real? So I called my boy up, man, Will Smith. And I mean, he's at E6 now. He's across in Schofield Barracks in Hawaii. I call him up and stuff, and I tell him what's going on and so on, man. I was like, yo, could you take me down to Samaritan and shit? He took me down there and shit, man. I was up in Samaritan for like 3 days. You know what I mean? So I come out now, and they told me I don't have access to Fort Drum anymore. You know what I mean? I was like, well, okay, this right here is my employment card. You could have this, but you can't take away my military card and stuff, man. My retirement card. My retirement card give me access to Fort Drum for me to get my medications and stuff. You know what I mean? So what happened and stuff, man. I never seen my director bring me my medicine stuff, man. That dude really did help me out and so on. He's like, okay, we can't just work with us, Mr. Thorpe and so on, man. We don't want you on Fortune right now. We will do anything to accommodate you and stuff. So he was bringing my stuff, the stuff on my desk and stuff he was bringing for me and so on, man. You know what I mean? You know, they had that place on lockdown, had me, had no access and so on. So they gave me the opportunity to work from home. You know what I mean? Then after they left it and so on, I had access to Fort Drum, but I was still able to work from home. That was the best time ever, man. I worked from home from September all the way to December. And then the union rep said, like, yo, Mr. Thorpe, they're not accommodating to you. You're part of the reasonable accommodation program. They're not accommodating to you reasonably and stuff. You could get an early disability retirement. Like, shit, I'll do that, man. Start putting for it and so on. Like if I applied on the 1st of January for Social Security, I got it by the 7th. Okay, that was really quick. The turnaround time for me was really quick. I don't know for other people, but it was really quick for me. Office of Personal Management, I had to pay like a Harris Federal Law Firm, and they had me with the Office of Personal Management Retirement within like 6 months. You know what I mean? Okay, so now I'm collecting 3 compensation now, right? So I'm no problem. So since 2013, I've been home. Okay, I'm focusing on keeping on like my house, the quality and the beauty of my house stepped up from 2013 to 2018. Since 2019, I got little pictures of my house and stuff, man. I see grass coming around the pool falling apart, the roof leaking. You know what I mean? Because I'm not there. That was my job. My house is a really big house. It's old, but I kept it up. You know what I mean? My house look real new. Ask anybody, because all you gotta do when you a paint job will make anything look new. A paint job will make an old car look new. So I'll keep it like that. You know what I mean? I'm running on, getting close to my minutes and so on. Man, like these guys, man, this whole fucking program not just kill my vibes, kill my marriage, kill my property, kill my stability. My daughter in school sending me screenshots of people calling her monkey and whore. You know what I mean? My youngest one. My oldest one never had no problems and stuff with racism and shit, man. You know what I mean? And like, I guarantee, because right now I'm in the divorce court and stuff, I guarantee I wouldn't even get visitation, ownership, I wouldn't get to own my kids, to have my kids and so on, because they go say I'm unstable. Or I'm not on meds and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm out, man.